the second leg of the Europa League semi-final. Roma have a chance right now. They've got one foot in the door. Can they get two? Can they get to Budapest? That is the big question today. Let's break it all down. But what about getting to the semi-final in itself? Roma have taken out every big club, every leader in their respective country. If we look at the Netherlands, they take out Feyenoord, who's in number 1. In Austria, Red Bull Salzburg, number 1. In Finland, HJK. In Bulgaria, Ludogorets. They've knocked out a lot of leaders on the race here. And shout out to Mourinho for keeping the boys organized, even in spite of this injury crisis. They go out there, they know what their mission is, they know what their game plan is more than anything, regardless of who takes the pitch, and that is an achievement in itself. Not for 1 second should we think that this game is already said and done. Take the first 10 minutes of Roma Leverkusen back at the Stadio Olimpico. This German side almost gets not 1, but 2 goals. They make big scoring opportunities early on in this match, and it easily could have been a different story. Okay, Xabi Alonso, we know the way that he's going to play. He's got that champion DNA in him. He's going to be hyping up this young group that he has. Average age of Leverkusen, 24 years old. Average age of Roma, about 28. With that, they know that they have nothing to lose. He's going to get them amped up, charged up in front of their home crowd. Let's take a look at the probable lineup from him. We've got Rui Patrício, Mancini, Cristante, Ibañez for Roma. I don't think Chris Smalling's going to be back. And then we've got right wing Çelik, Bove, Matić, Spinazzola. When it comes to wing backs, and we always talk about formations, the most important thing here is not the numbers, 3, 4, 4, 5, whatever it is, but it's actually how they set up. So when I say wing back, like for Çelik, he is on the wing, but he's not pushing up the way that we would think, right? Çelik is totally going to be pulled a little bit further deep. He's going to be playing a much more defensive game. Bove surely gets the start again, the man of the hour last week. And just his 10th professional start, guys, too. Matić, surely the technical captain, as they call him. Spinazzola on the left. Glad to see that as well. We'll be getting to Spinazzola in a little bit. Pellegrini, Wijnaldum, Abraham. I think Mourinho, instead of going for the 2 strikers, the 2 center forwards, as we saw in the first leg with Belotti, I think he reverts back to more of a trident here. Or even Pellegrini perhaps being a bit more withdrawn and Wijnaldum acting more as like a number 10. Leverkusen, Hradecky in net, Tapsoba, Hincapie, and then in midfield, Frimpong, Palacios, the center midfielder. I like him a lot. Demirbay and Bakker. Up ahead, Diaby, Wirtz, and Adli. Diaby and Frimpong, I think, are the 2 most dangerous players on the pitch after Wirtz. Wirtz being more of that playmaker, that roving number 10. He likes to find space, get between the lines. They shoot more, much more. I think they go from about 9.5 shots per game all the way over 14 on average when Wirtz is there, the 20-year-old. Roma were able to keep him quiet for the entire first leg. Can they do that for the second leg? That will be another question, but that kid has definitely got a bright future ahead of him. Going on to the statue, the Totti statue, which took over 70,000 pieces to make. He was asked about Mourinho while he was there, and he said that I hope that he stays. It would be really important to continue with him. And he says in this final of the season, they must give everything. And I would look forward to a final between Roma and Juventus. It would be a beautiful message for Italian football. I also hope well for Fiorentina and obviously that the Italian in the final of the Champions League. So that, at this time of recording, will be Inter Milan. I just saw them score a 3rd goal. Totti here being pretty diplomatic, not just like, oh, I just want Roma to win. He's actually saying, no, it's like it's a good thing for Italian football. And I think that's nice to see. And it's true. It's true. It is a good sign because what's good for the goose is good for the gander, I think is the saying. So check out a couple of these excerpts from the Spinazzola interview earlier today. And he's asked about his role model. And he says, there are many, Zambrotta, but also Marcelo. They're not fullbacks. They're playmakers. They do everything. Maicon, Marcelo, Dani Alves, who saw the play first. I trained a lot with my left foot after my ACL tear. Then I had Mandzukic and Ronaldo. I had to make perfect crosses. I told myself I had to improve. I couldn't miss crosses with them. This pushed me to keep my best up. I can improve on diagonals and also headers. He's then asked, why is Mourinho special? He says, because underneath his character level, we needed it, and he gives you something extra. During training, you don't hear him much. Then when you have to make yourself heard with everyone, you can hear him. It makes you understand when you're wrong and when you're doing it right. He says he's unique. Under the aspect of the Allegri management, he's very similar, but they are also very different. Then about his bond with Gianluca Mancini. He says, we were in Perugia, Bergamo, and Rome together, 6 years together. After the first 2 days in Perugia, we bonded. It's a friendship that we will continue even after we stop playing football. And his typical day, last one here, he says, in the morning I train, then I rest with my wife while the little one sleeps. Then I go to pick up my son, and if the weather is nice, we go to the park. Then dinner and lullabies. Very calm. Aww. On to some team news here. We've got Andre Lunev and Patrick Schick both sidelined with injury. Kosunu and Robert Andrich both picked up injuries in the first leg. They'll likely miss out. Bellarabi also sidelined with a muscle injury for Anderlecht. Rick Karstorp, he's out after having surgery on his knee in March. Diego Llorente, Kambula, both out. El Shaarawy, he's going to miss out as well. Dybala, he trained with the first team. He trained separately and also with the rest of the group for half the training. I expect him to get about 20-30 minutes at most if need be, if Mourinho feels like he has to get him out there. But you know what? A final might be on the horizon, and if he doesn't need to, I don't think that Dybala gets in on this one. Let's see what happens. Show some love, leave a like, and a reply. Let me know what you think. Bye, guys.